Alright, the assessment we'll be going over today is projects. Projects can be used in class to measure what students have learned. Projects are hands-on and give us a picture of what students would do, especially in a real-world situation. What are projects? Projects demonstrate student skills and knowledge, real-world tasks or products. For example, fitness plans, skills routines, science experiments, research projects, and art portfolios can all be used. Why use projects? These are some of the advantages. They encourage higher order thinking, shows deeper understanding, more authentic than traditional tests, help students build real life skills. They are inclusive. They have multiple ways to show learning. This also gives students more voice and choice, which encourages motivation and support. Here are some challenges. Disadvantages to projects. They are time consuming to grade, need a strong rubric, harder to standardize. Students may focus on looking good instead of showing learning without clear expectations. Projects also take a long amount of time. When projects are a good choice. Projects are a good choice when you want to assess application or performance. The standard requires demonstration. You want to measure real skills and context. Collaboration and creativity are encouraged, especially in PE. If you want to see a kid make a health plan or demonstrate skill, projects can help you see that in action. When projects are not suitable. Projects aren't suitable when you need a quick individual data, you're assessing basic recall, time or resources are limited, students haven't had enough instructions first. If you're in a situation where project isn't suitable, I would say just go for another assessment instead. What teachers must consider before assigning a project. The standards and objectives, how students will demonstrate the mastery, clear step-by-step rubric, materials needed, time required, and giving them opportunities for feedback and revision. Common mistakes people make when assigning projects. Assigning projects without clear learning goals, creating rubrics that are too vague, grading only the final product, not the process, giving too much or too little student choice, not modeling expectation and providing examples. We want to avoid these so the students have a proper experience with their projects. Here are some tips to assigning a project. Break the project into checkpoints so the students feel more comfortable at their own pace. Provide student-friendly rubrics. If the rubric is too strict, some students may struggle. Offer mini lessons for skills students may struggle with. A lot of students do struggle with projects, especially when it comes to presentations. Use peer feedback. Using peer feedback not only helps the students, but helps you as a teacher, because if you go one by one to each student, it will take a whole class period to give feedback. Reflect at the end, students and teacher. Here's an example project for me as a PE teacher. It's a personal fitness plan project. The students must assess current fitness level, set 3 SMART fitness goals, create a weekly workout plan, explain why the exercises were chosen, and record 1 week of implementation. Not only does this help them, obviously, in their health journey, but it gives them experience for other classes to start on their project experience. Here's a little rubric snapshot. The rubric would go over the SMART goals, exercise selection, reasoning, workout plan structure, accuracy of fitness assessment, and the professional presentation. The thought process behind the project. They have to align to the standards. It depends on which state you're in, but here in Missouri, it would be the SHAPE America standards. Choose a task that demonstrates real life skill. We don't want to assign just random tasks that don't have to do with anything that you're actually teaching. Build a rubric that matches the standards. Provide a student checklist and samples. Include time for peer review and revision. If we don't give enough time for the students to review it and revision, the projects are not going to be as good as they want them to be. Final thoughts. Projects help students apply learning. They promote independence and problem solving. Strong rubrics ensure fairness and clarity. They provide richer insights than a traditional test. A lot of students go away from projects because they think it's too long, too much work. But in reality, projects are the most beneficial assessments in my opinion. Thank you, that's all.